Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. It's another one. This is another one. This is real life, a real one. What it is, you can tell by that thumbnail right there. Hey, respects first and foremost to Hoodie from the Hood and to Cartoon from the Avalon Gang. Now, trip out. I wanted to react to what they said concerning the Wack 100 and Lupe Fiasco, the situation, right? Because they both had some strong points, and then there were some things that I differed in a matter of opinion. Now, again, we're all men. And in Menudo style, in direct fashion, we're the type of men, that are willing and able to talk about it, to discuss it, to agree to disagree. Real ones do real things. And when it comes to black and brown issues, I understand how bad it can get, where it could go, where it could lead to, and where none of us want it to go to, man. Nobody wants to see pleito. Nobody wants to see drama. I know people, the subscribers and a lot of the viewers want to see the drama. They want to see something happen. Hey, all news is good news, but a lot of it is fake news, Holmes. And I'm here to relay messages to these two individuals because I watched both of their spills concerning the situation, and I was feeling some points of them. Now, when it comes to Hoodie from the Hood from San Diego, man, nothing but respects to this guy right here. This is a real one. The way the guy carries himself, his charisma, the way he talks and speaks on certain situations, you could tell all his spills are well thought out. He doesn't just talk to talk. He isn't just involving himself in a situation for views or for clicks. That's not what that guy's doing, man. If that guy has something to be heard and said, he's going to make sure that it's felt in a real way. He's going to keep it real hood, real street, and real. And that's on the end, right? That's what he does. Okay, now in certain situations, especially black and brown things, people might have a matter of opinions that they're different. We don't have to agree. But I got to say, when it comes to Hoodie, I agreed with absolutely everything he said. He keeps it real. He don't judge people. He don't prejudge people. What he does is let people know exactly what's on his mind and what's real. He's always showed love to the raza. He's jumped on the lives and showed myself and Dubs a lot of love, man. Came and sipped the modelo. Came and sipped the chela. Just kept it real after a hard day's work. Didn't have to. Took the time out of his evening when he could have been with his familia to sip one time with the gente and let it be known on that side of the fence, man, that black and brown's a stronger force together. Now, of course, he had some things to say about Wack 100. And like he says, he don't know that individual from a bottle of 7-Up. He don't really know too much about that individual because he tries to steer away from the drama that always surrounds Wack 100. Oh, Paru, you already know what's going to surround him because he wants that drama. He wants to be the one to have the last word. He wants to yell over you. He wants to have that negative attention because any attention, whether it be positive or negative, is attention. All money is good money, especially when you're playing with house money. An individual like that is very braggadocious. An individual like that is never happy. He's just an unhappy person, so he's going to make everybody miserable. Misery loves company. It's one of them old sayings right there. Now, of course, Hoodie from the Hood spoke on it. And he was absolutely correct when he said that was racial. That was prejudice. That was, he could have went without saying some of the things he said. Now, this is the way I looked at it. And I agree 100% with Hoodie from the Hood. There was not one thing that I disagreed on his spiel. I thought it was righteously thought out. I thought it was righteously said, righteously delivered. And at the end of the day, brother, I wouldn't expect nothing less coming from that guy. That's why I tap in. That's why I'm subscribed. Make sure you subscribe to Hoodie from the Hood. If you want to hear real talk by a real career from a real city, man, like San Diego. Now, trip out. Lupe, it's not about her anymore. Hoodie said that she tapped in with China Mac. They had a conversation and she wasn't even really tripping. She was laughing about it and already moving on to the next slide. And it ain't about Lupe. You're absolutely motherfucking correct. It ain't about Lupe. It's went beyond and above that. You know, I understand that she's supposedly, allegedly a Cripette, that she comes from a set, she comes from a hood, she grew up around the Africano brothers, she grew up around the Crips. She feels some certain type of way. So a lot of people have been getting in my DMs like, hey, she ain't one of us, she ain't part of us. But I'm sorry, homie. I don't care what gang she claims or what hood she grew up in. She's always going to be Mexican no matter what. And it wasn't necessarily that this guy was going in on her. I mean, that's not righteous to argue with the woman anyways, to go back and forth. You know, that makes you look like a poop butt. But at the same time, that's what that guy does. So I wouldn't think anything more or, I mean, that's Wack 100. On power, you know what he's going to do. You already know what he's going to do. He's either going to have his ass in the air, right? Or he's going to have his mouth in the air, man. It's going to smell like caca, because that's just what he does. This caca all over the place fucking with that guy. So he goes back and forth with Loops, and people are saying, well, she's a Crip. She hangs around with the blacks. That's their business. Who cares? No, I care, because see, it went above and beyond that. And I think Hoodie from the Hood recognized it as well. It's not necessarily defending her. You know, of course you defend a woman. If you see a woman getting beat on when you're walking down the street or someone yelling at her, most people are going to say, well, that's none of my business. I'm going to get moving, right? But you're always going to keep an eye out to see if he swings, right? So that way you can get in the mix and help. That's just what real men do, right? A G tries to keep it, you know, up out the mix because it's none of your business. But at the end of the day, man, a real one can't see a woman being smacked on in front of him. Facts, right? Now, when this guy chose to disrespect her, and I understand now, further reflecting on and going back and looking at the clip, that it was someone else that actually said the W back word, right? It was actually someone else, but he condoned it. He allowed him to do it. He didn't check his homeboy. He didn't get at him and say, hey, bro, come on, bro. Hey, bro, that's a little too much. You're taking it above and beyond. We don't need to go that route, bro. This is right here. We can't make it about that, right? You know, from the heart, the mouth speaketh. This only proved furthermore and showed that this is where Wack 100's mind state is at. And Hoodie from the Hood recognized that. This is where he's always been, gente. He's always been taking jabs and slights and saying things. He's always been doing that. Now, I'm not here to push a narrative against the Black brothers. I fuck with the Black brothers tough. Hoodie from the Hood, I'll rock with them. Hey, if we have to get into war and battle, hey, side by side, let's do it. Run that. Like he said, his hood gets it in blood, homes. They're not out there marching to a beat. You know, they're out there trying to get Gucci purses and Louis Vuitton bags. Let's get it, right? Motherfuckers is doing what they does, cuz now you need to understand someone like Wack 100 has money. There's no incentive for him to disrespect other people other than that's what he truly feels and that's what he truly wants to do. He wants to stir the pot. It's his agenda to have the attention on him. All eyes on me. Orale Pac. He wants them eyes on him. He wants to stay relevant. He wants to keep that buzzing cousin going because he knows that if it fades away, he's nothing but a pimply faced, fat ass short dude with a big old butt laying on the bed butt naked. That's his claim to fame. He ain't got nothing else after that. Now, of course, what he's done in the music industry, what he's done in his hood is irrelevant. What's factual and actual is that he definitely spoke some ill words, some highly prejudice words towards the Mexican community. You know, just because she's a Crip or just because she claims a certain hood or she has a black fiance or whatever doesn't mean you make it a racial thing. You know, and these people that are saying, and Hoodie from the Hood addressed it. He addressed one other YouTuber. I'm not even going to say his name, man, because I'm not going to go that route. It's just not that serious, right? But that this individual was saying, well, what if we said this? And what if the Mexicans said that? What if we said that? Then you'd be a racist motherfucker as well, Holmes. There's no reason to even say that. Well, what if we said this? You already know how people are going to feel. How do you feel when you woke up in the morning and you heard him say carne asada breath and you should be in front of Home Depot basically with the bison out there politicking for work, or you're in a house with 17 people and 17 families with roaches, or you know what I mean, you got other people saying the W backward, and there was just so much racial things that were going on. And you know when I say torta, I'm talking about a fat chick with the big old culo, right? He was talking about torta breath and carne asada breath, and you know what he was alluding to. He was stereotyping everything that stereotypes Mexicans that's derogatory or negative. He was stereotyping. He was disrespecting. Basically, he was telling her, go back with your own people. You ain't black. You ain't us, right? He was going racial. He was taking it that route. So yes, for those of you that are saying, oh no, he wasn't doing that. He didn't do that. He did do that, gente. I'm sorry, Spencer. You know, I know you want to believe that, you know, it's not about that, but with Wack, it definitely is, man. The undertones are there. You know, when other individuals say, well, what if we would have said this about this? And what if we'd have said this about that food or that food? Come on, man. You basically are saying it. Stand on what you say. There is no what ifs in life. It just is or it isn't, period. That's how I was raised, and that's what the real ones see, and that's what the real ones do. So Hoodie from the Hood, my reaction to you, man, is you hit it the head on the nail, man, or the nail on the head. Spencer on the tira. You definitely hit it right on the spot and put it in one time, right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're right, bro. You're right. There's no room in the game for this. There's no room in the game for fuckery. There's no room in the game for putting pain where there ain't unless you're out there trying to get a bag. There's no room in the game for disrespecting another person's ethnicity and trying to clean it up by saying, oh, well, she don't claim Mexican. It doesn't matter. it's above and beyond her now. Now, where it's went is you're disrespecting the head and the people, and people are feeling some type of way. Now, people are saying, well, you ain't going to do nothing. Gunner, you personally ain't gonna, you damn right I ain't gonna do nothing. I'm doing what I can, Holmes, and that's voicing my opinion. This is the reason why I can't do nothing. Because you know damn well deep down inside, Wack 100 ain't trying to see nobody on nothing. And I ain't trying to go no route, bro. I ain't trying to get locked up over a pimply-faced fat boy. Are you tripping? Now, of course, if me and him were in a dark alley one time for his mind, man, you know I'd connect his earlobe to the next one, right? But I'm just saying, he's going to always wolf and yell over everyone and misdirect. So at the end of the day, it's never going to come to fruition and never will be what you think it'll be, right? It's not that serious. Grown men, real people who were in the game or are still in the game, know how to discuss and conversate and figure the shit out. But from, like I said, the heart, the mouth speaketh. And what that man has said, Hoodie from the Hood, a real one recognized and I recognize too. You know, he definitely went racial, right? Now, regardless if this woman is claims to be Mexican or thinks it doesn't matter. None of that matters. At the end of the day, let me tell you a story. I got a brother, man. He's black. He's from my neighborhood. He was a norteño. He still is. Shit, I can't call him like I'm not trying to get you. Hey, I'm not saying your name, right? But he's the homeboy. Okay? But his family were from Oakland, Stockton, LA. All brothers, all blacks, Crips, Bloods, all that. We used to have barbecues. I used to fuck with this family. You know, the game was real. And we always knew what he was. You know, it's not that, oh, you cease to be your ethnicity when you join a gang. No, you cease to be recognized as that within the gang. No one cares about what you look like or how you are. You know what I mean? I got some ugly ass homeboys that I was like, damn, how do you get in the hood? This motherfucker ugly as hell, right? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Those are my partners, and I'm a rock with them, no matter what color or whatever they are. You know what I mean? We just don't do Bud Light, Spencer, not our hood. But other than that, you know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, we're not trying to be. You know, we're just not doing the binary shit. That's us, right? Now, I don't see there's no win there. It's not a win-win situation. That's sword fighting situation, and we don't do that. Now, as we move on, I understand that my friend, you know, he never ceases to be black. He's always going to be a brother, man. He's always going to have that family ties. You know, his mother's black. His children are black. You know, I got black family members myself, man. So when someone says something derogatory and negative about a black person, I'm feeling some type of way, man. I'm going to back the play of my gente, of my people, because I got family that are black. I got cousins that got old mans that are black. You know, I just never been that route, man. My family's mixed up like a motherfucker, man. You know, but I can see where Hoodie from the Hood was absolutely right, man. You know, when certain YouTubers are like, man, what are the blacks going to do? They're going to take it to the streets and go march. And damn right they're going to do it. And that's why they've always been smarter than other people. Because they come together as a gente, as a people, no matter what discrepancies or what flaws there is within their hoods or within their, you know, their territories or wherever the fuck their turf. They come together to fight for their freedoms and their rights. They come together to peacefully march, like Hoodie from the Hood said. They're civilians, man. You don't see no gangsters out there marching. You don't see no gangsters doing the BLM shit. They don't give a fuck. They're just trying to get a Louis Vuitton bag out the situation, you know what I mean? So they can tear the tag off and get to clucking, right? That's just what it is. But at the same time, you know, the civilians, the people that are out there doing it, that's their right. Hoodie from the Hood said it best, man. That is their right to go out there and defend their freedoms and fight for their freedoms. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But when people try to say, well, the blacks are going to just do this, if this is said, you know what I mean? Why not the brown people do the same thing? Now, I'm not saying, you know, this is one person, man. This is not, shouldn't be pinned on everyone else. This shouldn't even be a discussion no more. I'm just basically saying I agree with Hoodie from the Hood. Wack 100's a poop butt, man. And the things he said, he meant to say that shit. You know, when you say something, you need to stand on that. You don't need to apologize to Swifty Blue later. You don't need to apologize to Gil. You don't need to do that. What you need to do is stand on yours and handle your business like a man. If someone needs that fade, just like in prison, they don't have to give you a reason why they need that, bro. No one, when I was in Y, not one, none of motherfucking Southsider came up to me and said, hey, I need to fight you because of this, this, and that. He's just like, hey, homie, go behind the hammock court. Let's go. No hesitation. The pull-up is real. Win or lose or draw, Holmes, the pull-up was real. No one's going to give you a fucking excuse why they want to fight you. I could be walking down the street and sock someone in the face just because I didn't like the way his old lady smelled the night before. You know, it's just different things. You don't have to give excuses. So, you know, as a people, man, it doesn't have to get violent. It doesn't have to go that route. But we understand this motherfucker meant what he said. Now, Cartoon from Avalon, man, a lot of respects. We've had situations in the past where we went back and forth, but we had a difference of an opinion. We sat down on a live. I interviewed the fella, man. He's a good dude. He's a righteous OG, you know, old school Carib, and I recognize and respect his hood. I respect him as a person. More so, I respect him as being an individual that's positive and trying to help. He's doing his thing, man. He deserves all the views. He deserves all the accolades he's working hard for. You know, this shit ain't easy. Content creators, it ain't just Johnny come lately. You have to really put that work in, and I respect it, man. Now, I understand he has ill will and ill feelings towards Gil from American Cholo. I understand that he has ill feelings towards other channels. He just doesn't like them, and you ain't got to like everyone. Like I said, there's a lot of people I don't like and that don't like me, and at the end of the day, fuck it, Holmes. La primera lives. You know what I mean? Hey, I'll hit anybody. And that's just how it is. And I'm sure they'll do the same thing. But it's respects. I will treat him out definitely with respect and won't wolf on his name unless he's got that one coming. And then it's on and cracking. I'm just saying, right? Well, some of the things he said, man, I didn't agree with. Cartoon, and this is just being a man and being real. And I know I could have probably tapped in behind the scenes, got at you on IG, got your number or something, and made it happen like that. But like Hoodie from the Hood said, man, it's better to address things publicly. You know, don't hide behind a curtain, don't hide behind a phone call, man. Let it be known, put it out there, be a man. And I'm gonna be a man right now, and I'm gonna say, brother, I don't agree with your with the way you viewed it with Wack 100. I understand you're about your people. And I commend you for that. You're supposed to be, bro. At the end of the day, you know how it is. You've been to the pen. You've been in them 4 yards. You've rocked. You know what side of the day room to be on, right? You know that it's you and your people, and that's all you have. Facts, right? So you got to, sometimes you have to bite the bullet. Sometimes you have to take it on the chin and understand your people might be in the wrong, but you got to rock with them anyways, man. We'll figure out the bullshit and the fuckery later. Facts, right? So I felt like you were kind of not rocking with Wack 100 in this situation, but kind of agreeing with them and minimizing the situation. Because maybe there's two reasons. Maybe you don't want to see it turn into something it shouldn't be. And maybe at the end of the day, it's just you defending your gente, you know, but you got to say what's wrong is wrong and what's right is right, bro. You know, if a brown man was saying that, I'll put it out there. I'll say it, you know. And when Gil said the N-word and things in the past, I didn't agree with it, right? And then when it got cut up and it got you know, appropriated and it got twisted, I didn't agree with that either. Fuck Adam 15, right? I didn't like the way that they did that, so I had to rock with Gil in that situation. But I understand in the past, man, he has said some things that people might misconstrue as racist and whatever, you know. That man, he has to handle his business. He did that. He got to stand on that. His toenails need to be clipped and stuck in the ground on that one, 10 toes down. I don't, because I never did that, right? But one thing I can say from me to you is, you know, I felt like you were minimizing the situation, kind of justify it a little bit, brother. And I'm not saying that you were in the wrong because I understand where you're coming from. But at the end of the day, I thought that was wrong. Okay? When you said you can't say one thing might have been a little racial, just he might have messed up a little bit. There is no messing up. See, we come from a place where you can't mess up. You know that, Cartoon, first and foremost. We come from yards, homie, where there's no fucking fuckery. We come from yards where there's no mistaken identities. There is no, you know, the paperwork is the paperwork, bro. There is no going out to these yards, bro, and, oh, shit, I done messed up. You can't mess up, bro. It's one and done. Flawless victories. We have to go out there and back our play. You know. So it's not halfway in and halfway out. 1 foot in the game, 1 foot out, right? If this man sat on it, let him stand on it. Okay, I understand, you know, you might not like Gil or you might not like other YouTubers. So you might be like, you know what? They're just doing this for the clout. They're just doing this for the views. They're trying to make it an issue. It's not. Lupe is a Crip. Lupe don't have nothing to do with the essays. Lupe is this, Lupe that. Lupe is Mexican, bro. Don't matter what she bangs or claims. See, the world doesn't revolve around just gangs, bro. There's civilians out there. There's people that things affect. Sometimes the gang world affects other people, just like an old school drive-by that hit an innocent little girl. It starts to affect other people and their families and their family lives. You know, all it takes is one of these kids that's not really in the mix to see something like this. People that are on pedestals and on platforms that they like and they're fans of and they're fanboying and they're doing all that. And then they hear some shit like this and they run with it. Next thing you know, they're on the streets getting off on someone that don't even deserve it. You know, that's why you got a lot of the palateros and, you know, the ice cream men and all that getting socked up. when they're out there just trying to make money. That's when you get a lot of brothers, man, getting judged, and a lot of brothers, you know what I mean, getting, the cops is pulling them over, snatching them. Well, I know they've been doing it for years, but I'm just saying it's these things. It might be different situations, but it's all kind of the same because we're all going through oppression. We're all going through some bullshit, right? All of us, all minorities, black and brown. That's why we have to unite and stand together. That's why I rock that narrative. Now, it's not about backing this woman up. You know, I'm talking about backing any woman up. If I see a woman getting beat on or getting clowned on, you know, I'm going to voice my opinion. I'm a man. I'm going to say, hey, bro, do that to another man. Don't do it to a woman. That makes you look like knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Party time. My bacon's smelling fine, right? That's what it does to me. That's just how I feel, right? I'm different. But that's about the only thing I didn't agree with you with, bro, was I felt like you were trying to minimize the situation. Maybe for two things, like I said, maybe because you don't want to see it blow up to some it ain't, and maybe just basically because you don't like Gil, so you're going to back the play of the brother, right? But the brother was wrong, bro, in this one. Just like if a brown man was wrong, I'll tell him, hey, you're fucking wrong, bro. You know what I mean? Apologies. You know, and will apologies be accepted? I don't know. He's done it before. You know, this guy has a background. He has a history of this. He's not new to this. He's been true to this. You know, he's been doing it. If this man got a racial bone in his body, if this man got a little bit of prejudice in him, that's cool. That's fine. To each man their own, you know, but don't, you know, do it constantly and think that the people are just going to stand for it. Just like I know the brothers wouldn't stand for it. Now, again, just like you said in your spiel, bro, you know, it makes no sense to go back and forth. It makes no sense to keep the drama going because this ain't about black and brown. This ain't about, you know, two groups. This is about one individual and one woman, man. And he chose to involve everyone else. He chose to fight one being and bring in the whole burrito. He chose to say carne asada. He chose to say Home Depot. And I know, brother, when you said that, oh, well, Mexicans ain't the only ones in front of Home Depot. I challenge you to pull up in front of Home Depot right now and take a picture and see what you see, bro. I'm not saying the brothers are not out there trying to hustle and work, man, but Home Depot ain't really their thing, brother. You already know. Brothers are out there really trying to get it in the most easiest fashion they can because that's just what they does, right? Paisas are different. They'll do anything that they can, man. And I'm not saying that they're harder workers than the brothers, man. I'm saying everyone works hard, man. I just see some hard workers from every ethnicity. I'm just saying we all know, man, when it's said and done, a Paisa will build a motherfucking roof in 3 hours, right? Eat 2 burritos, drink a squirt, a Modelo, and then build and then pour all the concrete. It's just what it is, you know? And that's not stereotype. That's real. There's Paisas out now, right now. Motherfuckers out right now, hustling. I just seen them, right? It's real talk. Anyways, with that being said, I just want to say, man, we can agree to disagree. Other than that, man, I felt what he was doing, cartoon, you addressed it wisely, bro. You addressed it smoothly like you always do. Again, shout out to Cartoon. If you guys ain't tapped in, man, go tap in. Like and subscribe on his channel. He's another brother rocking, man, doing his thing. He deserves everything he gets because he works hard for it. Facts, right? I'm not here to disrespect anyone, to clown. I'm here to keep it real, bro. You know, I do it real. You do it real. Let's do it real together as one, bro. I understand there's always going to be that black and brown stigma. There's always going to be that black and brown. Oh, man, let the blood dry, bro. And let's get it on Correct and on Paro and on all the raza, man. Let's get it together. With that being said, hope that you move smooth with a purpose, get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, I'm only here to voice my opinion. I'm not here to side with one people over the other. I'm a rock brown because I'm brown, right? But hey, if the brother's right there, man, I'm a rock with him too, man. It's just what I do, right? For those of you that don't like it, unsubscribe, but say I don't care. You know what I mean? Because I'm brown, bro, and you can't take that from me. You can say I'm non-active. You can say I'm a DO. You can say I'm a sucker. You can say I'm a runner. You can say I'm a gummer. But guess what? You don't want none of the #1 stunner. That's real, right? This is the gun. Like and subscribe with a thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears this bull's crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for everybody here on YouTube and keep it real. And that's why people hate me, because I just keep it just too real. The gun. Bang, bang. Shout out to Hoodie and Cartoon.